Hi and welcome. In this video, we are going to discuss about logo making problem from July Prime Time. The question says, Abhi has started to make a logo for his company PrepBytes. The screen of his Paint app in his laptop is square shaped and rows and n column square cells. Fine. So n by n matrix. The position of a cell at the row R and the column C is denoted by RC. Okay, so our position is denoted by row and column like this. There are only two colors, that is black and white. Fine. There is a tool named eraser in the Paint app. The eraser has an integer size k. To use the eraser, Abhi needs to click on I, j. When I, j is clicked, then what happens? So let's suppose I is 0 and j is 0. Fine. When 0, 0 is clicked, then a matrix of k by k size, okay, is erased, and in k by k size this 0, 0 is the upper left element. Okay, so a matrix where the upper left is 0, 0, so k here and k here, this much size matrix is erased. What is meaning of erased? That if the color is black, it becomes white. If it is white, it remains white. So if this button here is clicked, 0, 0 is clicked and k value is 2, so a 2 by 2 matrix such that this 0, 0 is the upper left corner, all the elements in this particular matrix of k by k size becomes white. Okay, so all of them will become white. Fine, that are present in this particular matrix where k size is 2. Fine, this is the function of the eraser. Okay, a white line is a row or a column without any black cell. So what is a white line? A row or a column without any black cell. Okay, that is a white line. Abhi has worked with Paint app for some time, so some of his cells are black, currently black, possibly 0 or all are currently black. He wants to know the maximum number of white lines after using the eraser exactly once. After he uses the eraser just exactly one time, so what is the maximum number of white lines present? That is, the whole row and the whole column should be white. Fine, that is a white line. There's a row or a column is white. Fine, so we need to know that. Okay, so in this particular example, if on each and every cell we just perform the given operation. Fine, so on cell 0, 0, when we perform the given operation, so this black and this black becomes a white. So see, if this black becomes a white, we get white, 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 white. A row became all white, so that is a white line appeared. Fine. And if this black becomes a white, then no, row and column both are not becoming white. Correct, because there is a black here and there is a black here, which is outside its range. Fine. So when we click on 0, 0, 1 white line is appearing. Fine. Now it's okay if we clicked, then one white line will appear. It is not that we have clicked it, we are just checking. Now just check for 0, 1. Similarly, if we check for 0, 1, okay, so the box that we have will be this will be the box of 2 by 2 size. Okay, so if we click 0, 1, these both will become white. If this both becomes white, you can see the column 1 becomes a white line. The column 1 becomes a white line. Fine, so this column 1 becomes a white line and there is no other possibility because no row is becoming white, totally white. So there is just one possibility. Similarly, just check for 0, 2 and 0, 3. Okay, if we check here for 1, 1, just check for 1, 1. If we check for 1, 1, this particular row and column, this one becomes white. Correct, 1, 1, this is the upper left, so this particular one becomes white. Okay, this one. Now if all these becomes white, you can see that if all these becomes white, so this becomes white, this becomes white, so if all of them becomes white, fine, you can see that this row, this column and this column, 4 are becoming white lines, by clicking just 1, 1, we get 4 white lines. Fine, this is the maximum number of white lines that we can get in this particular question by clicking 1, 1. Okay, so by clicking 1, 1, this is the maximum number of white lines that we can get. You can click any other thing, you will not get more than 1, 1. Fine, anything, you will not get more than 4 white lines. Click anywhere and just do the same procedure. Just check what is the k by k forming, and if a white line is formed or a white column is formed or not by clicking them. Fine. So this one will give me 4 such white lines, and that is the maximum answer for this particular test case. Okay, so for this test case the maximum answer is 4. You can do the same procedure for this one, the second test case, and just find out by clicking which column, by clicking which cell do we get the maximum white lines. To understand the question properly, do it on your own. Fine. So this was problem statement understanding. Now we know that what is given to us in the problem and what they're asking from us. Fine. Now we can move to the logic building part after this. Okay, so let's do that. So let's see how to approach this question now. Fine. So if we click 0, 0, suppose we are clicking 0, 0, then can we know directly that which row can become a white line? Let's just talk about rows for now. We'll talk about columns also, but let's just simplify it and let's just talk about rows. Can we know directly, if I click 0, 0, how can we know directly that which row can become a white line? Just think about it. Can we know it directly when we know my k value is 2? Just pause and think about it. Okay, fine. So if my k value is 2, I will be covering a 2 by 2 matrix, correct? And whatever lies between this 2 by 2 matrix will definitely become white. Fine. So if all the black elements are present of a particular row in this matrix that I am covering, then that row will definitely become a white line, correct? If all the black elements are present in this matrix, then definitely that row will become a white line. Fine. How can we know whether all the black elements will be occurring in this particular matrix or not for a particular row? How can we know this? So what is the number of row and column? If I click on anything I and j, okay, if I click on a particular ij and k values we have, so what is the number of rows and columns that we cover? So if we talk about columns, we cover from I to j plus k minus 1, correct? And if we talk about rows, we cover from I plus k minus 1 to j, correct? So if we just think about it, so if we are clicking on 0, 0, so we are moving from 0 to 0 plus 2 minus 1 and 0 plus 2 minus 1, 0. So this becomes 0 to 1 and this becomes 1 to 0, correct? So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Fine. So it is nothing but simply 0, 1. We go till 0, 1 and we go till 1, 0. Okay. So this is what we are doing. We do not touch 2. So from this we can know till where we are going. In rows we are going here, and in column we are going here. Sorry, in column we are going till here, in rows we are going till here. Fine. Using these two we can find out that till which point we will go, how many columns we will traverse and how many rows we will traverse, and that will be present inside my matrix. Fine. So how is this useful? This is useful if we know that for each row, we will talk about columns, for each row where the first black element and where is the last black element. If the first black element and the last black element is there inside my matrix, then that row will definitely become a white line. Understand this? So my row 0, the first black element is at 0 and the last black element is also at 0. For row 1, my first black element is at 1 and the last black element is at 2. For row 2, it is 1, 2 again, and for row 3, it is 3, 3. Correct? So these are the positions of the first black element and the last black element. Now if we click on 0, 0, fine, are all the black elements, that is from first to last, coming inside my matrix of k by k size? Can we know this? Yes, we can know this. Using these formulas we can know this, correct? So can you guess how? We'll see about it, but just pause the video and think about it. Okay, now let's see how to check for that part. Okay, suppose I want to know if I click on 0, 0, then the first row will become white line or not. Okay, So the row is 0 and the column is also 0. Correct? 0, 0. The row is also 0 and the column is also 0. Fine. So the first black appearance for the row 0 is at position 0. Fine. And obviously position 0 is covered by my column. This is the column. Okay. So position 0 of the first black appearance is covered by my current column. That is fine. Okay. Also we need to check whether the last position, that is 0, is also covered or not. Okay, so the last position should be less than or equal to the column plus how much we are going to cover? 2 minus 1, that is k minus 1. This is j plus k minus 1, 0 plus 2 minus 1. So is 0 less than or equal to 1? Yes, it is. Is the first appearance greater than or equal to the column? Yes, it is. So that means this b, all the b's that are present in my first row are covered by k matrix if we click on 0, 0. So yes, we can say that if I click on 0, 0, my first row will definitely become white line. Fine. Let's do it again for the next one. So if I click on 0, 0, how many rows will be affected? For each row we need to check it. So for 0, 0, how many rows will be affected? It will be nothing but 0 plus 2 minus 1. So that is nothing but 2 rows. One row will be affected more. So after this, one more row will be affected. So total 2 rows will be affected. So we have to check for this row also. So now row equal to 1 and column equal to 0. Fine. For row equal to 1, the first appearance of black is at 1. Okay. So my column is 0. Okay. And is it covering 1 is greater than or equal to 0? Yes, it is. Why we are checking for greater than? Just think on this. Okay, I will tell you. Is the first appearance greater than or equal to the current column? Yes, it is. And is the last appearance less than or equal to the column plus 2 minus 1? No, 2 less than or equal to 1 is false. Okay, so this B is not covered because we are just going till here. So this B is not covered. So therefore, this row will not become a white line. Fine. So this condition becomes false. Now you might be asking why we are checking for greater than or equal to. So why we are doing is, let's suppose I change this row and column values. Fine. So my row value is now 1 and my column value is now 2. Fine. For row 1, the first appearance is at 1. So 1 is 1 greater than or equal to 2? No, false. My column is this. I am at this position. So this is what my matrix will look like. But the first appearance is before this column. The first appearance of black is before this column. Okay. So obviously this condition becomes false. Fine. So therefore we are checking like this, that the first appearance should be greater than or equal to the column that we are working on. Okay. And the last appearance should be less than or equal to j plus k minus 1. Fine. If these two conditions becomes true, that means all the black elements in my row are covered by k matrix and this row becomes a white line. Fine. So this is how we can get, by clicking on a particular cell, if that row and all the rows that are affected by it will become white line or not. So okay, so by clicking on any cell 0, 0, how many rows will become white lines? This we can get by using this particular method that I have explained. Fine. Similarly, we can do it for any other rows. Fine. We are just checking for rows. Okay, not for the columns, just for rows. So using this method for rows, we can solve this. That is nothing but for 0, 0, how many rows will become white lines? Can you do it for columns? Isn't it almost the same? It is same. For columns also we can store like this. What is the first black appearance? We can store for all 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What are the first black appearance and the last black appearance? Okay. And using this one now, we have used j plus k minus 1. Now we will use I plus k minus 1. Using this one now, we can check whether by clicking 0, 0, how many columns will become white lines. Fine. So once we do it for rows and once we do it for columns, now I can say that if I click at 0, 0, how many white lines we will have. Fine. So by clicking on 0, 0, how many white lines we will have will be given to us by checking for the rows and separately and by checking for the columns separately. Fine. Using the method that I have just explained. Okay, just see this 2 or 3 times to make it better understood. Okay, just see the examples, take your own examples and do it. I will show you the code, but do it on your own also. Fine. What are the conditions? So if I say at row, whatever the row column is there, the first value, that is the first value, is greater than equal to the column, and row, what is the last value of B occurrence, is less than equal to column plus j minus 1. Correct? If these two conditions satisfy, then we can say that 0, 0 will make this row, this particular row pointed by this variable, a white line. Fine. Then we will increment this row how many times? K number of times. Will k minus 1 number of times. We will increment this row. Fine. And then we will check for this. By clicking this, will this row will also become white line or not? If it's, then we'll increment the count again. So by using these two examples, for row we can do it. Write it for columns. It's almost same. You have to just think on it to solve this particular question. Okay. I will show you for the columns, but I urge you to write your own. Fine. What is the condition for the columns? So using these for the column and row, if I just create a function for these, every time I need to check, I will call this function that contains these 2 lines. Fine. And it will tell me whether this particular row or whether this particular column will become a white line or not. So I will have a check1 function for row and check2 function for column, and they will tell me whether this particular row or this particular column will become a white line or not using such conditions. Fine. Before check1 and check2, I also have to have these 2 things, that is row and column. For each row and each column, I need to know what is the first black occurrence and what is the first white occurrence, what is the last black occurrence. So first black and last black. For each row and each column, I need to store this also somewhere. So I need to store this value, and check1, check2 are my functions. Fine. Also 0, 0, how many white lines, by clicking it, how many white lines appeared, I need to store this also. So let's say I store in some answer variable, answer array for 0, 0, how many white lines has appeared. Fine. Now I have to do this for 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, and everything. And finally the maximum of this will be my answer. The maximum of all these values that are stored in answer 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 1. So maximum of all this will be my answer. Okay, fine. But we have to repeat the same process here again and again, isn't it? Means for 0, 0 we are doing this, then for 1, 1 also we do this, for 2, 2 also we do this, for 3, 3 we do not need to do this because k value is just 2. Fine. So there is no possibility of k by k here, so we do not do this for this. Now is there a better way? Means we can do like this also, but is there a better way? Means for 0, 0 we have checked for this column and this row and this row. Then for 1, 1 also we check for 1 row and 2 row. But for this 1, 1 we have already checked whether it can become a white or not by k matrix. By k matrix, will this become a white or not at 1, 0? We have checked this already. We have checked this because of this case. And for 1, 1 we will check for 2, 0 also. But that is the second row and column 0 will become a particular white line or not by using 2 by 2 matrix. We have checked it before only, but we are checking it again because of our logic right now. Okay, so can we optimize this part? Okay, yes, we can optimize it, and the hint is sliding window. Okay, so I'm going to explain you about that, how we can optimize it. But first you have to, there is too much information right now, you have to sort this information out. Okay, I am telling you how you can sort it. Just have that I need something to store for each row, what is the first black appearance and what is the first last black appearance. I need something to store for each column, what is the first black appearance and what is the last black appearance. 2 things. Okay, I need 2 functions, check1 and check2, that will tell me if I click on that on any array, on any cell, that how many white lines will appear. Okay, for a particular row and for a particular column, I will call this check1 and check2 and I will know how many white lines will appear. Now fifth is I need an answer data structure that will store for a pair of 0, 0, or that is for a pair of I, j, how many white lines appeared. Because of these I have to store this and I have to get the maximum of this. This is how we can do it, how we can sort it. Till now we have learned about these many things. Now what I am saying is we can perform this operation these many times, but we are repeating something, so there is no need to repeat it. We can use sliding window here. Fine. Now let's see how we can use sliding window. So let's see for this particular example how we can optimize this further. So if I write for answer 0, 0, how many rows? Let's say I am just having one thing, answer of rows separate, answer for row separate and answer for column separate. So answer for row at 0, 0, if I click, how many rows becomes white lines. So if I click at 0, 0, you can see that first is 0 and the last occurrence is at 3. So obviously 2 by 2 will not cover it. If I see but it will cover this one. Yes, it will cover this row. So this row becomes a white line and the answer becomes 1. Fine. Now let's move forward and check for 1, 0. Answer rows for 1, 0. Now for 1, 0, again we will do this. So we'll check for 1, 0. Yes, it becomes white line. Then we'll check for 2, 0. Yes, this also becomes white line because 1, 0 will cover this and this much part. Fine. So we need to check for 2, 0. Yes, also this becomes white line because both of them are covered inside it. Fine. So the answer becomes 2. But here we have already checked for 1, 0 before only. But here also again we are checking for 1, 0 one more time. So this is what I was saying that we can reduce. Okay, how we can reduce it? So just see this. If we just see this part, fine. So in the first one we checked for these rows. Fine. 1, 0 is already checked. In the second one we checked for these rows. So just see it as a window. Just see it as a window. First this was green was the window, second is yellow is a window. So the upper portion, whatever the answer is there for this is removed, and whatever the answer is there is this is added in this answer, just like a sliding window. Correct? So the answer of R at 1, 0 is nothing but the answer that is present in R 0, 0. Okay, so this answer that is present at 0, 0 also has the answer for 0, 0 and it has the answer for 1, 0. Correct? So from this subtract the answer that we got from check 1 for 0, 0 and add it whatever we get the answer for check 2 for 2, 0. This is how it will work. Correct? So the answer at 1, 0 is nothing but the answer that is present at 0, 0 because it contains the answer at 0, 0 and whatever the changes made at 1, 0. It contains this. What is the changes made at 1, 0? Correct? So in this we will subtract whatever the changes are there for just for 0, 0, this line, and we will add this line, that is 2, 0. Check 1 only. Fine. So check 1, 0, 0, check 1, 2, 0. Okay. So for this subtract this and add this just like a sliding window. Correct? So if this is my sliding window, fine. So this was the first window. Now I will subtract 1 from it and add 1 into it. Fine, just like a sliding window. Now if I move further, I will subtract 0 and I will add 2. Fine. So from the previous answer, subtract this row and add for this row. Fine. This is how sliding window will help in this particular question. For each and every time, we do not need to call the check function for each and every row. Fine. For this 1, 0, we have already done this before. So we are just using sliding window to reduce some more operations, and that's it. Okay. Now once we get for this, the next row, you guys can probably see it by now, is nothing but the next row is this. Correct? The next window is this. So now it's simple that whatever the answer is there for 1, 0, subtract from it the check 1, whatever check 1 results for 1, 0, and add into it the check 1 result for 3, 0. So this row needs to be deleted for this red window, and this row needs to be added in the red window. So the answer needs to be added here. Check 1 is giving the answer whether it becomes a white line or not. Correct? So it returns true, then we will increment the temp, increment our variable, and so on. Okay, so this is how it works. This is how the sliding window will work. Fine. Okay. Now the answer R, we will store whatever for the how many rows by clicking 1, 0, how many rows are becoming white lines. Similarly, we will have an answer column, and in this we will store, if I click 1, 0, how many columns will become white line. Finally, the answer is nothing but answer R 1, 0 plus answer C 1, 0. Fine. And we will get the maximum of all that and we print the answer. So this I have divided so that it becomes easier to understand that okay, for this we will store row, in this we will store for the column, we will add them afterwards, and then we will print the maximum one. That is a simple task. Now though understanding this was not so simple task, correct? Okay, so now what we have seen step by step, we are going to see using code snippets. Fine, so that it becomes much more clearer to you. Fine, there is just one more thing that I wanted to say. Suppose here instead of this B I have a W. That means we already have some white lines before. This is also possible, correct? That we already have some white lines, either a white row or a white column. We already have it. Fine, so there is no need to do check 1 or check 2 on these rows because they are already white. Okay, so what we can do is whatever maximum answer we are getting at the end, we will add these white lines which are already present. The number of white lines which are already present. No matter what we click, they will definitely be there in my answer. So we will just ignore it for the whole question, and finally whatever answer we are getting, we are going to add it at the end. So they are by default there. Okay, they are there with the starting. We will not affect them anywhere. So we will be ignoring them throughout the code. For the first time we will just calculate them, and then we will store it in some variable that these many white lines we already have, and finally we will be adding into the maximum answer. Okay, now using code snippet step by step, we are going to see this using the implementation. We are going to just see how the question is implemented. Fine, and using code step by step, just 5 to 6 lines of code, we will understand each and everything, these 5 lines that we have written, and this is the 6th sliding window. Fine, okay, so let's move to the implementation, and it will be a different implementation because I need to show you step by step how it is happening. Fine, so let's see some code snippets that are used in this particular question. Fine, for the implementation. So what this snippet is doing is, we need to know what is the first value of black and what is the last value of black. So bin min is the first value of black and min max is the last value of black. Fine, so if my array of I comma j is B, then I am updating my bin, B min and B max accordingly. Fine, if we find that all the elements in a particular row or a column, this is for row, so all the elements in a particular row are already white. Fine, that means we do not have a black. That means B min remains n till the end. So that means we can simply have a white start variable, that is from the beginning, from the start we have a white line, so we can increment that. Fine, else in the rows I will be storing B min and bin max. That is for row 0, that is what we were storing. For row 0, what is the first occurrence and what is the last occurrence of a black. So this code is for rows to know what is the first occurrence of black and what is the last occurrence of black. Fine, similarly here is the code. Now similarly we will have a code for the columns also. Just remember this, for the columns also we will have a similar code. Now what this code is doing is, for each 0, 0, that means for each 0, 0, now we know for 0, 0 we need to check, correct, whether if we click on it, how many rows will become what, white lines, correct. So I equals to 0, x equals to 0, we are checking for 0, 0. If this check one function returns to me true, that means I will increment my temp variable. Fine, then we will also check for 1, 0 till where x is less than k. So how many we will go down depending on k. Fine, so for 1, 0 also we will check. Fine, if it also returns true, that means it became a white line, so we'll increment the temp, and so on till it is allowed to go down depending on k. We have already seen this. Now answer for rows is storing that for 0, this particular I value is 0, we will increment the temp, that how many, if we click on 0, 0, how many rows will become white lines. Similarly, as I value increases, this value will increase. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, for all this will store. Fine, now for 0, 0 we are done. Now for 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, we will use sliding window till where, till j plus k minus 1, so till it is allowed, correct. So this line here, ji is nothing but for the previous one, whatever the answer we stored for the previous one, minus the answer for 0, 0 plus the answer for the next one, 2, 0. Fine, so the minus the answer for the previous one and the plus the answer for the next one. Okay, this I have already explained, the sliding window one. So the use of sliding window to compute for ji. where j begins with 1. Because 0 comma 0 is done, we 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0, we using sliding window we are doing this. Okay, this is how for each. Now when we go to 0 comma 1, then we also go to 1 comma 1, 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1 using sliding window. For 0 comma 1 we will calculate using this, and for 1 comma 1, 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1 we will be calculating using this. Then again from 0 comma 2 we will calculate using this, and 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 we will be calculating using sliding window. Okay, fine. Now after this we will get the answer for rows. Therefore clicking each row, what is the answer for each cell, how many rows will become white lines. Similarly we will have the code for the answer for columns. Fine, and then we will find add, and we will find the maximum one. Now what is this check one? So check one functions if the rows of the first is equal to n, that means white row since the beginning, then we will simply return false, we will simply ignore it. Or we will check whether the first occurrence is greater than column and the last occurrence is less than column plus k. You can write this as column less than equal to column plus k minus 1, or less than column plus k, both are same. Fine. So this I have explained, with the first occurrence is greater than equal to column and the last occurrence is less than column plus k. Okay, similarly I will show you this code. This is for the column code, check 2. Okay, white column since the beginning, this is for the column code, and this is for the row code. Okay, now same fill the rows table, you have to write a code for fill the columns table, and you have to write the code to put the click point on the ith row. That means now we have done for the answer for rows, you have to write for answer for columns. Similarly you have to write for filling the columns table, and check 2 I have already provided to you. Fine, so you have to complete this code. This I have just told you because this question requires implementation very much, rather than after thinking process it requires implementation also. It's not that straightforward in this question. Okay, so I've explained this part. Fine, I will show you the whole implementation now. Fine, so this is the implementation. We are taking n and k as the input, taking the array elements. Now this code I have shown you that we are filling the row table. Then this code also I have shown you for the answer for rows. Fine. Now this is the code for filling the columns table. So similarly we have seen bmin and bmax for the rows. Now we are seeing the bmin and bmax, that is the first occurrence of black and the last occurrence of black for the columns. Fine, and we are creating a columns table here. After creating the columns table, now we are going to do it for the answer for columns. Okay, so it was 0 comma 1 there, and now here it is 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0, because it changed. Now it is for columns, answer for columns, not for the rows. And the sliding window is already present. After we get answer for columns and answer for rows, then we'll simply calculate the maximum, compute the answer, calculate the maximum answer or addition of these two. And for 0 comma 0, what is how many rows became white line? For 0 comma 0, how many columns became white line? We add it. Fine. Similarly for all the cells, and we get the maximum answer. Finally, answer plus white start means for the beginning how many columns or rows were from the beginning white lines, so we are adding it at the end. Okay, so this is the implementation for the question, and we already know about the check 1 and check 2 functions. Fine, that are returning me if a particular row will become a white line or not, using the first occurrence of black and the last occurrence of black. I hope you have understood this question. Fine. Okay, thank you.